Happy Mental Monday. I'm Cassidy Quinn. I said my name right, but I feel like when I said hello, everyone, I kind of forgot how to talk for a second. Welcome back here to Mental Monday. If you're new here, this is the show where every Monday night-ish, basically, we hang out here live on YouTube and we talk about our brains, our bodies. We get real about what's going on in the world and going on in the worlds. Yes, all of them. And our brains. To start this off, I will get very real with you that I'm wearing a hat today because number one, I like wearing hats, and number two, Tucker and I went camping this weekend, and we got, I don't, I probably shouldn't admit this to you, but we got back late last night, ate dinner at like 11 or 11:30 at night, went to bed. Well, we didn't actually get to bed. We fell asleep on the couch. And then I had a lot to do today. Before work, during work, and here we are after work on Mental Monday, and I didn't take a shower. Like, I haven't showered. We went swimming yesterday. We were in a lake, so I'm clean adjacent. And Tucker took a shower, so I'm literally clean adjacent when he gets home. He's picking up dinner for us right now. Typical me, just doing a live stream while he goes and gets food. It's great. I was gonna cook dinner, but then we didn't have any food, so he went to get food. Win-win in my mind. Anyway, didn't take a shower, so here's my hair, which if you guys saw my last video, you know I dyed my hair blue, which is funny because last week on Mental Monday, my hair was blue. None of you noticed, but I had actually, behind the scenes of that blue hair video, then we'll get to talking about our brains in a minute. Behind the scenes is that it took me like a week and a half to get that video up after dyeing my hair. So my hair was blue that entire time. I wasn't really posting a lot of Instagram stories, or if I was, my hair was up or in a hat or something, so it didn't like do the big reveal, like there was a big reveal. Oh, who am I? But every time I wash my hair, like I said in that video, it gets a little less blue. So that's why I'm not washing it. Just kidding. But so when I did last Mental Monday, some of the dye had washed out. So you guys didn't even notice. Didn't even compliment me on my hair. Anyway, as you see in the title of this video, my brain just figured something out, and I think you guys maybe should hear it also. So we have been in quarantine for many, many months now. I don't even want to count how many months. Someone asked the other day how long Tonight with Cassidy, my TV show, that is not on the air right now, how long we've been on hiatus. And it was since like March 10th or 11th or something like that. It was a long time ago. Don't want to do the math of how many months it's been that we have been at home. However, just as an aside to that, just to make sure you know this, I do not think we should be rushing to open the country and everything, because clearly COVID is still a thing. Like, we're still in the middle of a global pandemic, okay? So I'm okay with the fact that we've been home, staying at home, staying safe, staying healthy, except for that time when Tucker and I were not healthy. But other than that, we are home, we are healthy. When we went camping this weekend, it was very socially distanced. Tucker went mountain biking, I went paddleboarding. You don't have to be close to people to do any of those things. Seriously, paddleboarding is like the farthest from all humans that I have been in a long time, and it was lovely. So, all that to say, I have lately been in my brain a lot. Like, when people have asked me, how are you doing? I have to say I'm doing good, all things considered, because I am a white woman in America who has her job, who has her health, whose family has their health, knocking on wood, the floor here. Like, all things considered, my life is pretty great right now. It sucks that there's a global pandemic. It really sucks that we are seeing how much racial inequality still exists in our country and in the world, but we're working on that, okay? And like I keep saying to you guys, 2020 might be a lot of a dumpster fire so far, but this could be the year we really change things. We turn it around. We'll be like, wow, 2020, looking back, it was the best year ever because we did it, guys. We beat this virus. Eventually, come on, America, please. And we solved racism. We probably won't be able to say we solved racism, but hopefully we can say we took some steps enacting some policies that could change things, electing people that could change things, you know, doing the thing. So anyway, all things considered, my life is doing pretty well. However, I realized recently that my brain has been a little off. And I couldn't even say that I'm feeling really depressed lately. My anxiety definitely goes in waves. Uh, but I just haven't had like a ton of confidence. Like I don't know if it's because, or I didn't know if it was because I'm sitting around like in pajamas with no makeup on all day, talking on Zoom calls, which is really awkward when you just like stare at your face on Zoom all the time, which is weird that I say that because obviously as someone who makes videos and edits her own videos, I stare at my face a lot. But staring at your face on a Zoom call, especially when I like look like this most of the time on Zoom, sometimes can eventually like get to your brain and go, ah, what am I doing here? Um, am I making any sense? I swear there's a point here. But what I realized this weekend while I was out in nature, disconnecting from the world, unplugging, also connecting to the world in a very different way, but unplugging from the internet world, we had no service. It was nice, honestly. Uh, but I realized that when we're all living in quarantine, whether you live alone or whether you live with other people, for me, I live with one other human, my wonderful boyfriend Tucker. We talk a lot. But also, when we're in quarantine, we spend, I think, I realized this weekend, when we're in quarantine, we spend so much time in our own brains. And yes, you might be saying, Cassidy, we always live in our own brains. Yes, I know. But when we're in quarantine, there's no one else around. Even if you have one person or like a dog or your kids or whatever, you're probably not having like deep philosophical talks with your kids, but you have so much time to be inside your own mind and listening to these thoughts in your mind. And these thoughts pop up all the time. I don't know how, like, let me know in the comments right now. What is a random thought that is happening in your brain right now, or just a thought you have remembered from today? Now, every thought that you have sends a signal to your brain. Like if you have that thought and you recognize that thought, it's there in your brain. Now, the more you listen to your own thoughts, the more they will repeat themselves and confirm themselves. So if you're sitting looking at yourself on Zoom going, wow, I look like a potato, or wow, I really like, what am I doing here? Why am I on TV? Like whatever the thoughts are in your brain, like, oh, for me, a lot of times lately, if I didn't get enough done that I wanted to in that day, so like, oh, I still didn't get that blue hair video done, my YouTube video, it's not done, it's not done, it's not done. Why did I not get it done? I'm lazy. Why did I stay up watching TV? I could have went to bed earlier. I could have woken up tomorrow morning or this morning earlier. And if I went to bed earlier, wake up in the morning earlier. I'm all over the place. But I could have spent more time editing this video. I could have got it out sooner. I could have had more views. I could have been there for people. Oh, why have I not called my mom enough? Oh, why did I not spend enough time with this person? What's like there's so many negative thoughts that can pop up in your brain, and the more they pop up, the more they pop up. Does that make sense? Like they just go, "Oh, hey, this is a thing. Wait, that's a thing? Let me say that too. Oh, that's a thing? Let me keep saying it." And then next thing you know, your brain is just full of all of these negative thoughts. Because that's all you're listening to. Like, you don't have other people to stop that train of thought by saying something. The train of thought just keeps going and bouncing in this echo chamber of your brain, and it never goes away. So that's what I realized this weekend, is that the thoughts in my own brain, the things I'm telling myself internally, are there, and they're real, or they're as real as I recognize them to be. So, that being said, I can stop them at any time. Like free will is a real thing, and that is what the realization I came to this weekend. Hopefully this is making somewhat sense to you guys at all. But for example, we were camping this weekend, and Tucker got to the campsite Thursday night. I couldn't go there till Friday night because of work. I didn't get there until like 1 o'clock in the morning. We got there, I wasn't really hungry, but Tucker was making a hot dog. I had some Beyond Beef sausages, so I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Tucker's like, why don't you make one? I was like, I'm not really hungry. He's like, no, but you should have one. Why not? Like, treat yourself. So I had it. It was delicious. I enjoyed it very much. And then as soon as we went to bed, right after that, I had these thoughts. Oh, like somehow this stupid thought popped up. I'm calling my own thought stupid, not myself stupid, just the thought. stupid thought popped up that was like, why did you eat that hot dog, that vegan hot dog, at 1 o'clock in the morning? It was probably 1:30 by the time I actually ate it. Like, you did not need that. You were not hungry. You're probably gonna have a stomach ache tomorrow. You're gonna feel bloated. You're not gonna feel good. Like, why did you eat that hot dog? Why? You didn't need it. Why'd you do that? Like, questioning my own action. So I noticed that thought in the moment and then rewound that tape in my brain and told myself, did you enjoy that hot dog? Yeah. Were you having fun hanging out with Tucker while you ate this hot dog? This sounds really weird. Yes. Were you happy in the moment that you were eating it? Yes. Did that hurt you? No. Did that hurt anyone else around you? No. So there were actually no negative consequences to me eating that hot dog. This is the silliest example. But I then just said, okay, what I'm going to repeat in my brain is that I enjoyed that hot dog. And this was a great memory that I'm just sticking. And that's the memory, is that I enjoyed the hot dog. The memory is not that I shouldn't have eaten the hot dog. And so that is the lesson I have learned way too late in the quarantine, but that when you're alone and your mind is bouncing all these thoughts, and this can be obviously taken and transferred to outside of quarantine as well, the rest of our lives. But I feel like for me, it's been elevated in quarantine because I'm spending so much time in my own brain. Does that make sense? So, whatever negative thoughts are popping up in your brain, at any moment, you can choose to stop that. Like, you are in control of your brain. I mean, somewhat. Obviously, I am someone that struggles with anxiety and depression. I understand that you are not fully in control of how your brain feels at any moment in time. However, when a thought pops up, if it's a bad one, try to take note of it. Go, that's my rewinding noise. Rewind that thought and record over it. It's like, do you remember back in the day, did you guys have VCRs and you would like, or tapes, and you'd record a song on the radio or a movie on TV on a VHS tape, and then someone would accidentally rewind it to the beginning, record over it, and you were so upset? It's like that, except the opposite. Recording over it is a good thing. But I realized that I, in quarantine, had been recording over my good thoughts with bad ones. That's okay. The tape's still good. We can rewind and we can re-record it and we can move on and be happier. Is that making sense? Now I'm going to look at your comments. Thank you guys for letting me talk to you. Oh gosh, there we are. So, hi Adelaide, hi Scott, hi Genevieve, hi Candy Cane, hi Jessie. Genevieve, thank you for saying you love my hair. Do you still love it when it looks like this? Hi Jonathan, hi the Wintergreen, hi Scott. Did I already say it? Hi to Scott. Scott, okay, you commented that kids do not allow you to have your own thoughts. Is that true? That does make sense. Like, if there's just noise in your house at all times, then I could see how your brain cannot be alone in your own thoughts. I also am very grateful. I mentioned things I'm grateful for earlier and why my life overall really is great right now, all things considered, with the privileges I am afforded in my life. But I am very grateful that I have a quarantine partner, even though he's not here right now. He hasn't been here in hours. Just kidding. He had to go to the office because he also still has his job in the middle of a pandemic. It's great. That was a joke. But I'm very grateful to have a quarantine partner that at least if I vocalize like, hey, this feeling is bad, like I haven't been feeling very confident, blah, 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 like he will say, like, give me positive feedback and tell me things to make myself feel better and make me feel better about myself when I need to, when I'm in those moments. Should I need that? No, absolutely not. But it's good that I have that right there, and that's wonderful. So I feel for all of the people, if it's any of you that are quarantined by yourself. I love me some me time, some alone time. Like I said, paddleboarding yesterday, was out in the wilderness by myself. It was lovely. But not like for 5 months at a time. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Matt G, oh my gosh, you're back with the super chats. I wasn't paying attention, but what'd you send me? A unicorn? A pie? Could you, if there's any way to like take those super chats and get them to be here, like actual ones, like a unicorn and a pie, that would be amazing. But thank you. You're way too sweet. You do not need to do that. You're amazing. So I'm kind of thinking lately, I want to apologize that some of the past Mental Mondays, I feel like I have not like come up with a topic, like a real thing I want to talk about. There is under like, and I think that's because my brain has been very clouded. There's been all of these thoughts. My mind is racing all the time. I'm feeling anxious, and therefore I can't separate, like, oh, what is something I should actually talk about here and take some time to talk about this. So thank you guys for listening and hanging out for all of those anyway. But this week I wanted to just pick something that I want to talk about since I experienced something and learned something in my brain. Uh, and and then we can chat. Does that make sense? Like we can talk about a topic, all talk, and then we chat about it. Because people that are just tuning into this and they only see the first part, they might be like, wow, she's just like saying hi to people. So, how are you guys doing? Should I sing you a song? I hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. Hope you celebrated and also maybe had some tough discussions, some conversations perhaps while you were roasting your hot dogs or hamburgers or whatever you did for 4th of July. I did a very interesting, in my opinion, interview with a local activist and author, writer and activist named Derek Green. He's here in Portland. He's Black, and he posted some Instagram videos leading up to the 4th of July about how we don't need to cancel 4th of July. Like, there's all this cancel culture in the world right now. Some of it is good, some of it is not so good, or some of it is warranted, some of it is not so much warranted, and in my opinion. And, oh, and a lot of people are saying, like, oh, there's a lot wrong in our country right now. We cannot celebrate 4th of July. We cannot celebrate this country. And I understand that there are a lot of problems going on in our country right now that have been going on for a long time. Whether you're talking about the pandemic and the response to that, or, sorry, my foot's falling asleep, or systemic racism that has been around for hundreds of years and we still have not fixed it. So I understand that. However, Derek was pointing out from his perspective as a Black man here in Portland, he believes that 4th of July does not need to be part of that cancel culture. It does not need to be canceled because the original beginnings of the 4th of July was when the Declaration of Independence was signed, when a group of rebels rose up against tyranny, fought it, and said, we're going to start something new with our ideals that we have here, and we're going to make something great. Now, obviously, some of those ideals, that all men are created equal, some of those things maybe did not work out the exact way that they were initially intended or that they read at first glance. But it is still proof that a group, large or small, can rise up against tyranny and change things. And he said in this interview I did, Derek Green, said that's something we should be proud of, and that's something that we can take into today and inspire us to take action. He also shared with me that 4th of July typically has a lot of times been a holiday mainly for white people, which, as you know, maybe I'm telling you this for the first time, we weren't the first people. We weren't the first people in this country. Oh my God, shocker. Even in Oregon, there was an example of a group of white people yelling horrible things and attacking a Black family in Lincoln City, a couple hours away from Portland on the coast. And because they were drunk, it was 4th of July, they were all like, woo, we're white, you're Black, we don't like you. And that still happens. And so Black people, Black, Indigenous, people of color, Black, Indigenous, and people of color, let me get it right, a lot of times are made to feel like this holiday is not for them, that it is not for them to celebrate because they're not Americans. It's about the white people that are wearing their red, white, and blue t-shirts and saying America, or just America without the A, because that's how it's spelled. And he wants Black, Indigenous, and people of color to be able to take the holiday back and say, this is for us too. We are just as American if not more, than all you white people. And that was something, a perspective I had never heard and a perspective I had not thought about. And I think that was really interesting. So I know 4th of July is over, but I hope you guys had a great one. You had a safe one. And you, yeah, are thinking about these things, about our country and what we can do to make it better. We can do it. We can do it. Scott says busy wrapping presents for a soon-to-be 3-year-old's birthday tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Hello? That door just opened. It's a closet door, and I think Tucker's here. Hello? Hi? He wasn't responding. Right when you walked in, I'm still live. Right when you walked in, the closet door opened, and it was really creepy. I didn't know if you were there. Anyway, Scott, happy birthday to baby E. I wish I could be there to celebrate with her. That sounds so fun and wonderful. That like really just made my heart race. I'm so excited. Is there a theme to the birthday party? That's what I want to know. Okay. Furnace 25 says such high energy, always an uplifting reflection. Solar eclipse was our first date. You mean how you fell onto my stories? That's awesome. When I made that eclipse shirt, that's so fun. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me here on this Mental Monday. I also sometimes, like, if we have something that we're really talking about, and then we wrap up the topic, we don't have to do Mental Monday for like 45 minutes or an hour. I'm hungry. I have a shower to take. I have sushi to eat because my wonderful boyfriend just walked in the door. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here on Mental Monday. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Sorry, just got excited. Scott's comment, My Little Pony and Frozen birthday themed. Oh, that's so fun. That's so fun. Oh my gosh. Please just like live stream it and sing all the songs. I would like to say that I hope I have a video up for you guys this week. Later this week, like an edited video. However, Tucker and I are going on my first ever backpacking trip starting next weekend for my birthday week. And we have a lot of planning to do. Part of the reason Tucker isn't here until this late at night is that he, after work, has been driving around town trying to buy supplies for our camping trip, or our backpacking trip, which somehow we didn't realize we're like shopping for these supplies right after 4th of July weekend when everyone just bought all of the things that we need. So that's fun. Extra shout out to Tucker for driving around town and finding them. And so we have a lot to do to prepare for this trip. Haven't like even mapped it out where we're going. Tucker has. I need to get on board, do my studying of it, figure out our packing list, what we're gonna eat. I don't know like how you eat out in the wilderness for 4 days without a cooler or anything and only carrying all the stuff on your back. I have no idea. And then, yes, next week we're gone. So what I'm hoping to do is at some point this week before we leave, I will record a Mental Monday that will just go up on my channel next Monday. And I'm thinking I might start to do that every other week, if it's okay with you guys. Do a live stream one week, live stream Mental Monday, then the weeks in between do a recorded Mental Monday, just because that will help me actually be more consistent, because I feel really bad when we don't get to have Mental Monday. And sometimes it's not when it's Monday night that I have like a good idea of something to talk about. It'll be at a random other time in the week or on the weekend when we're like camping or something. I'll be like, oh, that's something we should talk about. So instead I could just record that when it's fresh on my mind and then give that to you guys on Monday for Mental Monday. So hopefully I will have something like that for you guys next week, and then I'll be back the week after with a live Mental Monday. So thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up because I learned something about my brain this weekend. Hopefully it was helpful for you. Also, before we leave, plant update for anyone who cares. This Birds of Prey that I bought from my friends in Portland, the plant doctors, has two new leaves coming out. Can you see this? This is the biggest baby leaf I've ever seen in my life. I'm so excited. I almost want to set up a time lapse, but it probably wouldn't be very exciting. But I'm so excited. It warms my heart. Okay, Scott, yes, please send me baby birthday party pictures. Hi, I'm a 30-year-old lady about to turn 31, and I want to see pictures of a 3-year-old's birthday party. And I love my plant babies. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I love you. I hope you are having a great week so far. If not, it's only been one day. So that it can turn around. Just like those thoughts in your brain, you can rewind the week and start it over. Except not start it over, because you don't have to do Monday again. That's great. Okay, I love you all. Have a great rest of your evening. Woo! Unfocused. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!